All right, guys. Now I was about to end it, but I forgot we were going to briefly talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series on Disney Plus. We're going to give our quick thoughts on episodes 1, 2, 3. And I'm not going to give a rating or review or anything. We're just going to briefly talk about it. So, okay.
Keeping in mind, Disney Plus, in general.
It's failing.
In general.
It's failing.
In general. And I'm talking about the whole overview, in terms of MCU and Star Wars.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not doing well with them.
I'm not doing well. What are you talking about?
I feel like The Mandalorian is
We're not doing well.
The Mandalorian for me is the best thing that they have going, and that's literally the only reason to keep the fucking subscription.
Yeah.
The MCU for me is fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Don't care. Yeah. We want to, but blue balls all over the place.
Yeah, Boba shit was a waste. Obi-Wan.
The first two episodes in Obi-Wan. We're very patient with the show right now.
Yeah.
We're patient with it. Were we on board a little bit more than Book of Boba shit? That didn't include the Mando episodes. We were kind of enjoying it a little bit more than the Book of Boba shit. But we're episode 1 and 2, we're being patient right now.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we like the broken character of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We like that he's in hiding and he's given up being a Jedi and he's being hunted by the Inquisitors. We like that. But
can I just say that I was more hopeful at the end of episode 2 than I am now? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I was in a better place at the end of episode 2. Now I'm not sure. I don't know where I'm at now.
Right.
I was by the end of episode 2, I was like, wow, the show has potential. And now I'm like, oh no, where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going?
You and I were talking earlier. You had said that about Obi-Wan. You're patient.
Yeah.
But if Obi-Wan doesn't get his shit together,
if Obi-Wan doesn't, we don't mind him being broken and in hiding. We like broken characters, but at some point, I'm hoping with this next 3 episodes, Obi-Wan becomes the Obi-Wan that we know and love at some point. But I don't know. In terms of his combat skills, the first 2 episodes, he still has his combat skills. But I was talking about this on Rob for Entertainment Talk Nation. I was talking about this on his channel yesterday. And Rob brought up a good point that he's tired of seeing. He's like, he gets the broken character aspect, and he understands why we like that. But he was saying that for a guy who was a fucking general, a guy who fought so many Sith, a guy who's been through so much with the Clone Wars and all these wars and all these battles, why does he all of a sudden forget how to use the goddamn Force? He brought that up. And at the time, I didn't really think about that because I just assumed that it was all kind of together. Mm-hmm. Like you said, if you don't use it in a while, you lose it.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to understand what their writing is from their perspective. I'm trying to understand what their perspective is. Yeah. Is that what they're trying to say? If you don't use it, you lose it. But Yoda didn't seem to have that problem, but he's a different species. I'm trying to justify things, which
we're trying to figure it out.
You shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just trying to make sense of things.
Right.
But we're only in episode 3. Yeah. But I
was digging it at first. I like the Joel Edgerton sequence.
Yeah.
That scene. That's a great actor. I like how he was like, fuck off, stay away from my family. Look at what you did with Anakin. Fuck you, stay away from my family. I like that.
Yeah.
I like Obi-Wan telling the other guy who was looking for him, I bury that lightsaber in the sand. That's my advice to you. I like Obi-Wan telling Jimmy Smits to fuck off, right? But something feels off, and Rob mentioned this yesterday, something feels off about Obi-Wan's connection with baby Princess Leia. It feels weird that this is the show everybody wanted to see, but I don't think anybody expected the show to be about him rescuing baby Princess Leia. It feels very weird, and it's just kind of like, is this good or bad? And I remember we were talking about it, and you mentioned the classic, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only help, video message that, the classic message from the first Star Wars film, and how in that message you mentioned that she didn't talk like she was best friends with Obi-Wan.
Not to my recollection.
Yeah.
It was, she knew of him because of Obi-Wan's connection to her dad from the Clone Wars.
Right. And
that was it. Like, she knew of him because of his history during the Clone Wars with the dad. And
later in the Star Wars movie, when Obi-Wan gets killed, who reacts? Luke screams, and Princess Leia doesn't really react.
And she's comforting Luke.
Right.
From what I remember.
Right.
And you know what? This all seems to be just, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to say this, but once again, we're course correcting because Leia never had enough spotlight in the original films because it was always about Luke. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with baby Leia. I think for a little girl, I think she's a perfectly fine kid actor.
I am stunned she just said that.
I think she's fine. No. And I'm being serious.
So every time baby, Star Wars Jim Henson babies was on the screen, I was like, oh God, she must be cringing.
I think she's. I was
like, I'm surprised.
I don't think she's great.
But if it kind of fits,
I think she's fine.
Okay.
I don't think she's anything like amazing.
Right.
I don't think the writing's particularly great. Right. I think it's Disney-fied.
Yeah.
But I think she's fine for the writing that she's being given.
Right.
Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Can I put it that way? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think the writing that she's been given is anything like special.
Right.
But I think for an actor.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be mean.
Right.
I'm not trying to be mean. I think the actor is fine.
Okay.
The actor is fine.
That's high praise from her for a child actor.
Okay, the actor is fine.
Okay.
So I
didn't want the whole show to be that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The actor is fine for what she's being given.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're course correcting because the original trilogy was always about Luke, and people are bitching because why was it always about Luke? We never got to know anything about Leia. And so now we all want to know about Leia. And so now we have this little side quest about Leia. And so now we want everything we want to know more about little baby Leia. And I think that's what this is all about.
We came for Obi-Wan.
I think that's why this show is being made, so that we can know about Leia. I think that's what this is all about. I think that's why we're doing this.
We're here for Obi-Wan.
Is so we can know about Leia now. And so we can have a story about little Leia and getting to know about Leia. I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
Now, once again, we're course correcting, and we have this little side mission with her.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of getting to know about Leia. And, because we have to make her more important now, which, okay, I understand that because people want to know.
Do they?
To the point of...
Do they want to know?
Some people.
A show called Obi-Wan?
Some people do. But remember, it's all about bait and switch now because that's what Disney does.
Yeah.
That's what modern writing does.
All right.
Every single Disney Plus series has done this.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're doing this with Obi-Wan, making, for some reason, we can't have our heroes look strong anymore.
Right.
And, I was really on board at the end of episode 2 where he found out that Anakin was still alive, and you had that great shot of Obi-Wan's face looking all freaked out when he got out.
Because of Ewan McGregor's really great performance in that scene where he's got PTSD. He freaks out.
Yeah, and that looked great and everything. But here is the problem that I had kind of straight away. And again, this has nothing to do with the actress.
Yeah.
The Reva character.
Yes.
Nothing to do with the actress, though, because it's not her fault.
No, it's not.
It's not her fault.
No, it's not.
I am concerned about her. I'm concerned about her character because, once again, instead of writing a character that has clear motivation up front.
Yeah.
We're giving you the mystery box character of, ooh, what's her motivation? What's her secret? Because we got to keep the audience watching and, oh, what's going on with her?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we're left with this, who is this one-note cartoon villain character?
Yeah, that's the problem with her.
And her writing is shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have this poor actress who's left to fend for herself with this shitty dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for her right now because you have this unknown character who's come out of nowhere, who has to fend for herself.
Who at this point is kind of the main villain until, if we might as well go into episode 3 a little bit, spoilers.
Well, yeah.
Everyone knows by now Vader shows up, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I feel so bad for her because you have this new character.
Yeah.
Unestablished, who has to come into this new show.
Yeah.
You don't know what her motivation is because they refuse to have a character who has motivation straight out of the gate.
Yeah.
So you have this new character in a Star Wars franchise that with shitty writing, shitty dialogue, and she's left to fend for herself.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So she has literally been set up to fail, and she has nothing to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I fear for her that the payoff is not going to be worth the setup.
The way she was acting, she was so over the top and cartoony that even if you casted a guy in this part, Revo, and it was a guy, I would have the same reaction. Like, who the fuck is this jackass?
Absolutely.
The fuck is this guy? Get this guy the fuck out of here. I had the same reaction, even if it was a guy playing the part.
No, it wouldn't have mattered.
Here you go. Hey.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, come out and play.
Yeah.
Just what are they doing?
Yeah.
And I said to her, I was like, look, at this point, because of how she's acting, I'm expecting Obi-Wan to have obliterated her entire family or killed her lover. And if that's not the case, and her only motivation for being cartoony is she just wants to please Vader and move up the ranks. If that's in the script for the next couple of episodes, that's her only motivation.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck this show. Seriously.
And what's this whole line about Leia looking at Obi-Wan and saying, "Are you my real father?" And Obi-Wan looking at her, "Oh, I wish I was." What the fuck kind of writing is that? Since when?
It's bad.
What the fuck? What was that? What was that?
It was bad.
That was some shitty, cheesy, trashy Disney writing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but that was garbage. But I'm still holding on. I'm still more on board than I was at this stage of Boba shit. I'm not shitting you when I tell you that by the end of episode 1 of Boba Fett, I was already checked out. So I
didn't care. But everyone's different.
I'm in better shape now than with Boba Fett, but I'm still in
Boba Fett? You're in better shape now with Boba Fett?
No, I'm in better shape now than what I was with Boba Fett.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But I'm in worse shape now than I was in the second episode of
the Tamura cameo was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
the clone trooper.
So
that was hilarious.
I'm like,
Hold on a second. Super chat. Thank you, Brad, for the super chat, brother. You rock. I have heard good things about a movie called Bahubali. I apologize for that. With huge battles, including one where they use catapults to cover the enemy army in a giant blanket sheet. I'm sold. I think this might be on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So, Boba Fett is only worth watching because it continues Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It turns into,
for better or for worse.
It actually, you have to watch it because it
you can't watch Mando season 3 without watching.
Yeah, it bridges into Mandalorian.
Yeah, and some important things really happen, like big deal things. So.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hold on. Thanks, Adam, for the super chat. It's hard to believe that these are the same people who made the Clone Wars. Are you serious?
Oh dear.
No way! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's fucking terrible. I did not know that. That's horrible.
I mean, I am. And then it's like you were saying, it kind of contradicts the whole meeting
yes.
with Boba Fett and Vader.
So let's get into episode 3.
Yeah.
Everything's predictable, by the way. In the beginning of the episode, Reva, right? Reva was so cartoony, and the beef she had with the head Inquisitor guy, I was like, oh, she's killing him later, which happens in the second episode, right? And this is my problem with where the show is right now. Again, we're force feeding some kind of relationship between Leia and Obi-Wan. We're force feeding it. They knew each other. They were best friends before the first movie, which is weird. My other issue is, now, I'm going to be honest right now. I love me some Darth Vader. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You don't know the power of the dark side, right? Yeah, that's my shit right there. Empire Strikes Back, son. That's my shit. Vader, son. Rogue One, son. I love it. The fanboy in me is happy to see Vader back. The fanboy in me wants to see a lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Vader. The fanboy in me doesn't have an issue with Hayden Christensen coming back and the Star Wars community embracing him again and kind of giving him some slack. Don't mind that. I don't mind any of that. However, the problem with the fight scene in the third episode, it doesn't make sense if you're still trying to compare it to the first movie. Because you have that scene in the movie where Obi-Wan's sneaking around, and Vader's like, I've sensed a presence I've not sensed since, you know. And I guess if we're going with this continuity, a presence I have not sensed since the Disney Plus episode, right?
I mean, yeah,
and now the when they finally meet, for you watching Star Wars for the first time, you think it's the first time they met since they've not met. That dialogue they have between each other totally doesn't make sense now because they've met already in this show. Am I off, people? Help me out here. Am I wrong? Help me. I'm asking you to help me. But now it doesn't make sense. The dialogue makes no sense now.
When last we met, I was the pupil and you were the master.
Well, now I am the master. Yeah.
Something like that.
It doesn't make any sense.
Kind of, I don't know.
Because they met already. So I'm torn. You see where I'm torn? Because I'm like, lightsaber fight, Vader versus Obi-Wan. Woo!
Although there was,
but then half of it, I'm like, this kind of doesn't make sense.
There was that really good scene.
Oh, we'll get to yeah. So the good part of the episode with Vader is, I was surprised Disney had the balls to have Vader kill a child. I was like,
the Anakin special.
The Anakin special. He does what he does best. Kill a kid, bonk, broke his neck. I was like, oh, yes. You know, and I kind of found it hilarious. Every time Obi-Wan would whip out his blue balls lightsaber, he would whip it out and then kind of unsheath it. He would put it away and run away. And he'd whip it out again, put it away and run away. He kept doing that. I was waiting for Vader to go, what the fuck is going on? I was waiting for Vader to go, really? I was waiting for Vader to say something stupid like that. Anyway, let's see here. What's up, MK? Let's see here. Hey, Fat Samurai, what's up? Yeah, I agree. Plus, timeline-wise, Obi-Wan should be way older. Since A New Hope is only 9 years from the show, so he aged from 45 to like 70 in 9 years. There's defenses for that, MK, not from me. But for some super Star Wars fans go, if you're being hunted by the Inquisitors and all that time, you'd get that old too. So there's defenses for that. Not for me.
God.
I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like the neck break. I like the Vader walking down and dragging, like by the Force, just dragging the mom. Like that was great.
Hurting all those people to draw Obi-Wan out.
Yeah,
like they sense each other.
Yeah, he's trying to draw him out.
I did like that scene where they sense each other,
and he's fucking with people to draw Obi-Wan out, which worked.
I liked that.
Yeah, there's entertainment visually to see. Right?
Like I said, there's
lightsaber battles. We like that, right?
But that's the problem. Is like there's always these hints of potential,
right? And
I always have this impending feeling of I know it's gonna get pissed away down somebody's leg.
That was so adorable. But yeah, it's
Speaking
like
of adorable.
What do you? Oh no, you're bringing the holy terror, the little terror out.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, she's bringing them out. Anyway, yeah, it's just I'm torn. I think at this point, again, I'm expecting Obi-Wan to have obliterated her entire family or killed her lover on the wedding day, even if it's accidental. And I'm assuming that's probably how it's going to be. There was a Clone Wars or so, whatever the fuck or whatever, and her family got killed, and that's why she has it out for Obi-Wan. I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying. But oh God, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you bring gravy out. Hello,
Ladoof.
Gravy Ladoof.
Ladoof.
Hello, Gravy.
Ladoof.
What's going on, little man? Feed me.
He was sleeping.
Yeah, I bet. But again, I get it. Disney's doing their thing.
It's so bright.
They're making up their own story, doing whatever they want with the lore. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, hold on a second. See, I'm telling you guys, I could be wrong on this, but I'm sure he will get his will to be back to Prime. I hope so. I hope so. I don't want this show to suck. I want it to be good. And everybody, I've seen a lot of positive reactions to episode 3. A lot of people love 3 because they're like, oh, episode 3 is fire, because you got Vader there. I mean, it's hard to boo Vader, like, oh, the Vader episode sucked. It's kind of hard to do that because it's Vader. But it just feels, something feels off. And I can't explain it yet until we finish the goddamn show. Once the show's over, at this point, we might as well talk about it. We might as well do another recap with the rest of the episodes for you guys and hang out with you badasses and talk about it. But yeah, as of right now, Rob hates the show. Rob told me yesterday he fucking hates it. He's out. As of right now, Gravy hates the show too. As of right now. So, I guess because we at this point the show kind of introduced Reva as the main villain, but she's just trying to get in the good graces of Vader. So I guess Vader's the big baddie.
But because everything has to be a big mystery, and we have to keep people watching. Yeah. And we can't know what people's motivations are, and we have to keep people guessing. Right. We have to let people be one-dimensional and shit. Right. We can't know what her motivation is. So we have no idea what she wants and what she's doing yet. And so we're 3 episodes in with this cartoon fucking villain.
I'm just tired of these short seasons. Like, you can have a 10 episode or more show. It's okay, and help flesh out the writing and the characters. Like, I hate it when they just chop and just rush it. And this is what you get. She's evil and that's it. She's just evil. And she wants to be the leader of the Inquisitors because they look down on her, and she wants to be Vader's second-hand woman. And then I don't know. It's like, come on.
And then most of the time, the big reveal isn't even that big of a deal.
No.
Like fucking.
So you're saying I'm going to be disappointed?
Like fucking.
I'm going to be disappointed.
Like fucking Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Like when we found out who Moon Knight's story. When we finally figured out what Moon Knight and his character, Oscar Isaac's whole character, his double-sided, his personality and what his whole story was.
Deep psychological stuff.
When we finally figured out,
get it.
When we finally figured out what his whole shtick was, it was like, wow, I still don't care.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want any more detailed breakdown of what I think about Moon Knight, check out the Action Film Autopsy episode number 2. Me and Rick Myers talk about Moon Knight. We talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about the show, if you're interested. But let's see here. Rob says, Reacher, Night Sky, Stranger Things 4, all good shows to invest your precious time in. You just hate Star Wars, Rob.
Meanwhile, my old ass is watching reruns of Cheers.
Oh, my God. So I will say, overall, our thoughts.
Oh.
Gravy's not happy with the show. But overall, our thoughts are on Obi-Wan episode 1 to 3. We're fine.
Skeptical.
You like how I
went from hopeful to skeptical in one episode.
You like that fine, how I changed it at the end there? We're fine with it. Basically, we don't love it, but we don't hate it to the point where we're angry, cursing, and ranting at the camera. But give it time. If the next 3 episodes don't deliver, give it time. Either you never know. We might be like, you know what, it actually turned out all right. Thank God. Yay. We might be like that, or we'll be like, well, this was just as bad as Moon Knight.
But it's Disney.
Oh, God.